thank you for joining me as we bring you the program Salone Talk. Mina Diana Africa.
And Mina Theophilus Gbenda.
For news and entertainment, TDN gets the latest. TDN Africa Media.
All right, another edition today.
And it's Friday.
Exactly.
The last day in the week. Always
week.
happy for Friday. You know?
All right.
Saturday and Sunday, you take a nap, you know.
And you look very smart this morning, Diana.
Really? Okay, thanks for
the compliment.
The compliment.
All right.
Yes.
And we hope so that all smart out there. Don't forget that you are watching TDN live. But of course, you can also always go to our Facebook page and you can get us on YouTube. Just type TDN Africa Media, and there you are. Subscribe, like, and share. Inside the program today, Sierra Leone Association of Journalists Executive, known as SLAJ, they don't meet with the head of the National Telecommunications Authority, NATCA. They call her NATCOM, but not a NATCA. We will know what in the discussion will be about. Then, of course, the much talked about peace dialogue finally done. It starts Monday inside this week, and it done on Wednesday. And we thank you, the parties that come up with a resolution on the way forward. So many mixed feelings about the outcome, but the key thing is that the country stands a chance for move on. Then, of course, the former Tonkori district chairman, the former Tonkori district council chairman don't die when Mr. Augustine A.R. Koroma. May his soul rest in peace, and with condolences to the bereaved family. As part of the package, we will go straight to the newspapers, and then Madam Diana will read them through.
Okay. We will start off with the Calabash newspaper. And on the front page of the Calabash newspaper, you see major dialogue breakthrough. APC ends non-political participation stance in state governance. Sierra Leone prepares to impending mobile tariff increase. Minister Salim Abba takes a stance. And also Stella Bangua returns with season 3 of On the Spot. Shadow of Chinese debt diplomacy looms. So from the Calabash we now move on to the Voice of SALONE newspaper, and it states APC to government signs peace accord. And Marquis Cement Factory flouts government agreement. Also on we move now to the Salone Times newspaper, and on the front page is a betrayal. APC supporters cry. CCSL commends APC SLPP for peace talks. Ministry of Sports asks for 10 million new news. The Independent Observer, why trust China King Wu? That's a question on the front page of the Independent Observer. SLCB boosts field SALONE. And Focus 24/7. APC and SLPP end stalemates. U.S. Embassy boosts the military. NACID Director General receives World Bank team. Premier news on the front page, LRMG fulfills promise. APC agrees to end boycotts. As Sierra Leone braces for imminent increase in mobile tariff, Minister Salma Ba I think, not too clear anyway on that day, but now we move on to the next paper. After 24/7, we now take the final paper, the open space newspaper. The open space newspaper gets on in front page, realizing President Bill's vision, employment minister geared towards job creation. In similar talk and do fashion, LRMG fulfills its corporate promises. And also SLCB supports farmers to feed SALONE. NACID DG engages World Bank team. That's all on the front page of some of the local tabloids. Okay, we have the Standard Times newspaper. The Standard Times newspaper. The Standard Times newspaper on its front page gets corruption. SLMA finance officer kicked out. Chinese debts, diplomacy, Pepper Rail and port saga. And also you get on the front page of the Standard Times, Pademba Road Prison Court, 124 cases concluded. You get also the Updates newspaper, and on the front page of the Update newspaper, you have on the front page, White Horse Kingu, 1 week extension. ACC urges public officers to declare assets. Okay, that's all on the front page of some of the local tabloids this morning. So we start off with a review of the front page of some of the headlines on the front page of the newspapers.
Okay, thank you very much, Diana. And now we will discuss some of the highlights. Let's start with the issue of assets declaration. It is a law that when we are appointed to take a public office, you duty bound for declare your assets when you take office and when you left office. But many officials are not committed to that. And I don't know why. Every year they go for one after them. So it's a very serious concern, because if you don't want to declare your assets, which is a requirement for going into any public office, then in the first place, don't go into any public office. Keep your assets to yourself. Nobody cares about that. But as long as you go into a public office, you need to declare your asset, because it is part of the strategy for first corruption. So then why should that be a problem?
It's difficult to say, because if you know they hide anything, and you want to make, after you term the office end, people are always eyebrow you. The best thing for doing that for declare your assets. Because you never can say you cannot acquire some assets there before you go into public office. And if you don't declare them, then after you don't left, the content that say you acquire them during your term of office. So it's good enough, it's really good that people declare the asset. There's nothing to hide. You don't involve in something before you come into public space, you know. You don't make some investment. If I let people know, let you declare to the, because not a public declaration, you declare to the Anti-Corruption Commission. I think you get a form where you declare, and just state what you don't get before you come take up this job.
Yeah.
This therefore saves you. It's therefore save you in the future, because we're not going to make maybe after you term the office door end, then they begin. They begin bring up all the investment they don't make. Yeah. The things say you get and during you term the office.
True. So
it's really good for make you declare your assets. It's just a way for protect your interest.
Yeah. And there's the ACC will not put out a notice for say last week. Nana by the deadline for let all man declare assets, but they don't do an extension. So if you to say ACC they treat the matter serious.
I don't know.
Why an extension?
Why an extension in the first place?
Why an extension?
The SEC for gets systems in place that even before they go take up the office, they don't declare the asset. The moment they appoint
that's
them,
what the law says.
And the moment they appoint them, if they fill the form, as long as you don't agree for taking this office, go and fill the form.
Yeah.
And before you go parliament safe, you know, don't fill the form and send them to the ACC. It's as simple as that. They're not going to take you 1 hour for that form.
Then the other issue back there now the fact say the asset declaration is treated confidentially. So it's like when I go declare my assets, there's no fear that it will go into the public domain. it stays with the ACC, but then the ACC, they step in and say, if we don't know any asset where this person gets, when I make law, will know. But how we go know if the man don't declare this or not declare this?
Exactly.
So that's why I mean to say public assets, the declaration should have a public face.
And you should not come and ask the public again.
Yeah.
Because we don't know already what the person don't declare.
Exactly. It should have a public face. Then secondly, there's a very serious state entity will always stay in the middle of a serious corruption scandal. Sierra Leone Maritime Administration. I don't know if you're going to follow the up. They don't change over how many officials. Year in, year out, you must hear about this situation. Is it because they are playing with so much money, or there are no control measures in place, or whatever? Because look at it now, we already say the finance officer has been kicked out. Right. Although we don't go into the details.
Just like the president say there are leakages. So the leakages then are therefore make sure say they lock them. You know, control measures then as we talk. Because if the finance officer are so powerful and because all the time, because when Sarah Gbenda sent me the bigger issue.
Okay, you're right. Exactly, thank you. Yes.
You know, so many people don't
exactly.
related to allegations of corruption.
You're right.
So it must be there is some control measures there when not in that place there. Where I think say before they make another appointment, the human there's an institution where responsible for all the MDs there.
Yeah, okay.
I think say therefore don't try for sit down with them and try to put systems in place so that repeatedly, because if year in year out the maritime administration they don't be on it don't be a topical issue, you know. We don't see reports, journalists and they report on corruption, allegations of corruption against the maritime. So it's high time that the human resource, I think human resource department or what?
Yeah, I think they call them Administrator General and Administrator General's office. Or they get something about that as well.
You know, where they oversee all the institutions that
you're right.
At least therefore don't try and see where things they go on. Or maybe even the audit service.
Okay. Yeah. So for me, this is a very serious matter that year in, year out, Sierra Leone Maritime Administration is getting itself into a messy financial situation. And most time again, the appointees they were in the same day. They are often politically connected.
But even if they are politically connected, they are appointed by the president. So definitely, we all know say they are associated. But what we were therefore supposed for doing at the maritime administration? How the finances them? Who do they oversee their finances there? Who do they ensure that it may be doing procurement? The different forces that were involved. Therefore, because maybe that's all let's see the money they go. We don't know what exactly, whether that's somebody they go sign for a big amount of money with them, or whether that's two way they do procurement, or maybe in a contract that whether they involved in. So there are ways where all that thing that they for go. Therefore, this system. This is one person for the oversee all that.
You're right. You're right. Just the way you talk, systems and procedures, very important. And it's that one side. Who have to say the ACC for pay more attention. For tell them say this is right, this is not right, because if all time we get issue with Sierra Leone Maritime Administration, then that's a big problem. Then one other newspaper talk about job creation, which is very crucial, and one of the priorities of the president is say he is going to create 500,000 jobs. Within this 5 years period, 500,000 jobs. And I feel to say there is every need for this because our youths are going bad. I want to say our youth it's not likely to be the majority of our youth, but many of our youths are going astray. They are wasting off. And the human capital development what they talk about, everybody counts. Everybody counts. So therefore, creating jobs and making sure that those jobs are sustainable and we even think about living wages. Because now it's not just about employing people, Dana, but about paying them something where commensurate one to the job what they do and in line with the current economic situation in the country. Otherwise, if you just get jobs, you give people what you know do for take them for the end of the month, then you have helped them, but not so much, Diana.
The government alone cannot create all the jobs.
Okay.
So they need the private sector.
Absolutely.
And this, they bring me to the issue that they don't close an institution where employ. So I don't know the amount of people that we get when we get employment now. I think see coach.
Okay, they don't close them.
They don't close them.
Okay.
Currently, in operation.
Okay.
You know, so you ask the question: government serious about job creation? Now, only the private sector for government alone cannot create all the jobs for Sierra Leone. Now, how many people don't lost job? Now, we see culture operate. And there are so many issues they hold here why it lead to that. And it's so bad. Whether not true or not true, we can't tell. Because may I understand that there was a time during the last government where the president now move on for UC coach, and then we don't book already. So they say we don't book already. That's now waiting at some of the allegations, some of the information will be. Whether even that they take fetch them until they close. But if you think about the Sierra Leoneans, now only one Nigerian man did where gets her. I don't even know him. I think next waiting Jaji or waiting.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't know him. But think about so many Sierra Leoneans he has employed.
Okay. But again, Diana, it is about doing your work in line with the laws of the country. The problem when they get to them, they say they pay charges such as the charge whether they charge for the use of the water. This is so petty.
But even if not that,
why not?
Make a platform for pay.
No.
If
Diana, what is wrong about him paying the fees? What is wrong about that?
There's nothing wrong. I don't think say that for me. I
Wait,
close down a whole
but
like
who do
that.
you blame? I blame him. I blame him, Diana.
Well, you know,
I blame him because he was supposed to have prevented this from happening. They're not just gonna want to go close them all. They remind them many times, say you have to pay this, you have to pay this, you have to pay this. They say nothing. They go first, they go close the offices them. Even when they go back, they open the offices them. Then later on now, they say, well, at least before that period, the demand for them to pay the money. So even if the place closed for 1 week, now it comes up. Because all it needs to do is to go and regularize the status insofar as the water use permits. Because now the water they use, if you go there, it get past how many boats there in the water there now. Even the one where they use the road, they pay road users fee, right? Any fare where we go by, they pay road. What is wrong then about this? Sometimes I understand where you are coming from. You are coming from the job provision perspective. These are guys who are working for what they are getting. It's not a favor anyone is doing them, right? And the guy who is in question is the biggest beneficiary of that business. Biggest beneficiary. And of course, we all know there were issues. So if those issues are there, try to solve the issue, not run your business into such an embarrassing situation. So I will say that the guy caused Diana.
Well, if that's not the situation,
yeah.
Then, but I think say, even if forcing for pay certain amount, you cannot get a payment plan for it.
What's the payment plan, this Diana?
What's
the payment plan?
The
guy has the money.
Accumulate all
he has the money to pay. Let him pay.
Why they always why they nobody tell her every year? If you not pay, why they wait say he accumulate?
Do they have to go after you? You open your business. You never say every year if I pay these taxes. If now overseas country, you never tell a guy ask you, Diana. So do your thing, and you are a foreigner. You are a foreigner. So therefore, if they operate in other country, make sure say you don't ever get issue with the government. So now it goes on, Diana.
Well,
now it goes on.
Now we
so now not put in. I am sure. He still gets obligation for make things right. Let him make things right by doing the needful. Go and pay the charges and get back to work. That's it, Dana, because he's making so much money, and even this stuff where stop for work, so now big embarrassment for him because every day people that they use in service, and if people that transfer to other service provider, because not to E1 they run that service day. Why do you not get issue with the other one day? Why not E alone? So perhaps we need to go deeper into it.
There are so many questions there. We need to
It's so simple. Let him pay the charges, Dana.
I think it go beyond the charges for me.
Well, we don't know the details. But
But
what you will know is that the action against him is because of his refusal to pay water permits, water use permits. That's it. And he's using the water. Everybody knows that he's using the water. Without the water, will he operate? He will not operate. So pay the fee for the water they use. What is wrong about that? Government need money. We all know that. So you see, Dana, so me, I will disagree with you, not so much on the job aspect, but on the fact that they're not just gap a good luck in place. Now, in give cost for that. You understand? So that is it. We will take one more issue when are the what we're going to do with the APC that they end the boycott. Of course, we're going to talk about that in the main discussion. But of course, it is very important that the APC MPs are ending their boycott, that Mayor Akisoya and others are going to take their positions in the councils, and that government will begin to run now effectively. Because all this while, government will run in a way will not be too operational. That I make government go all out for let this dialogue take place. And the dialogue don't take place, we don't see the outcome. Some people are happy, some others are not happy. What do you think, Dana?
Any decision when you take, you get people who don't be glad about it, you get some will go happy about it. But we, I think, say it's good that we hear the news that they go back and participate actively into governance. I think say that's not the thing where we all as Liberians for expect and it all happen. So I think it's a welcome news. Whatever on our people's expectations, people expect more. But okay. And now with the say that they blame certain individuals and within the ANC that they know push for more. I don't really know what's in the push for more. What's in more than we want. We all on the and say let this thing solve, let it try, let it make ways how they go against this issue. Yes, so if the APC will just go pin and the tower say this data for common, well, we will not see and forthcoming at all. The kind of attitude and a reaction they will do. We don't know say there's no way they will release this data. They go publish them. So okay. I think say for me personally, we they go forward now. They don't sign the communique. Yeah. They all don't make their own commitments. So let the country move forward. Okay. The bigger picture is about Sierra Leone.
All right. Not a problem. So let us go straight to that matter and delve more into it. The peace dialogue don't end, like what Diana said, and it ended on Wednesday, when I did before yesterday, the meeting, they organize them, they will hold on the Bintumani Hotel, and the Peace and National Cohesion Commission, now be the convener, and they get international mediators from the Europe, from the ECOWAS, from Africa Union, and one or two other entities that will be involved in the process. That they came in as moral guarantors for make sure the peace, the dialogue where they go into scatter. And it was a really charged moment because there were times during the process where we say someone about for workouts, this and that and that. So many things be the whole thing, in a very critical state. But then we thank God that they came up eventually with a communique to the effect. So many people that consider the whole arrangement for One, wherefore go in the best interest of the country. In other words, a win-win situation. And of course, many people have been asked questions why President Bio himself was not in attendance, because during the opening of the event, the day for the opening, President Bio was in Pujong for go do the launching of the Feed Salon and commemorating the World Food Day event. So some people were saying that, well, if the president will get two such important programs there, the most important one now be for go on the Bitumani dialogue will be most crucial. But we see say he was represented there by the Chief Minister, Dr. David Sengel. But of course, the APC at one time, they don't make their position clear that they don't have any problem with the SLPP, they don't have any problem with President Bio, and that they want to have an engagement with the government. So rightfully enough, the government was duly represented by no less a person but the Chief Minister, where in other words, you can call him the Prime Minister, right? The Prime Minister. So he represented the government as the government delegation, and Dr. Samara Kamara head the APC delegation. Of course, you know, many questions are being asked. Whether this will happen, so it go now give credence to the government. Like saying, okay, well, until the APC will say the government illegitimate. I mean, you know, now that this outcome is here for us to see, will the APC now consider the government to be legitimate? Because, mind you, the APC MPs are going to Parliament, the mayors, councillors are going to take their positions, which means that alone is like lending credence to the legitimacy of the government. But the questions remain. With all the outcome of this, will the international community, the US, United States of America, the European Union, the United Kingdom, will they now congratulate President Bio? We don't know. We don't know. Then secondly, now lawyer David Senge belong to court, now Supreme Court, with ECSL for over the production of the disaggregated data. Will the outcome of this dialogue bring an end to this? And then let's talk about this, and then we'll go through all of these issues into this same matter.
Well, so far, I think say that everything people again for put and behind the back. Begin now. Another thing saying that the time for begin asking for data, for begin asking whether the international community, it's up to them whether they will decide to congratulate the president now that the whole situation will come to an end, or whether they will take the same position that they know will congratulate him, but they will still hold it to government. You know, or whether so you ask again about lawyer Sengemara, whether he will take the matter out of court, the Supreme Court, or then as an individual, you know. So it's up to him as a lawyer what he thinks if I do at now that they don't sign the communique now. So we don't know his own decision now. What he will decide for whether he will continue with the matter or not.
Well, he has to continue.
As for me, for the All People's Congress, I think say all the issues the way they the concern the way they may get, they're not going to raise our opinion. For the fact say they don't agree now that they put all those things behind their back, so that they go able for work with the government. Because if you can't put them behind the back, you're not able for work effectively in a manner where it will be very peaceful and cordial for the development of the country. So it's something where people say, I don't know why they come up with the issues that they again. Or when I hear you and begin to talk about disaggregated data, legitimacy of the government. So all those things they don't put them behind their back. And all what you for the hearing now from there, how they will support the government to move forward.
Yeah, because even by this dialogue, the ECSL was asked, because now that will be one of the sticking points of the APC, that we want to see this data. The ECSL was asked to bring the data.
It
They did not. So I think to
Even
say
the chief minister said the day after.
which and then
reluctantly, they just know how to
so
produce.
me believe say the lawyer in action for still go on.
Well, he can do it as an individual.
Because the lawyer in action not get anything to do with the peace dialogue.
Exactly.
It's not coming from a political point of view. So let him go on. Let him go to court now. Let ECSL not still producer, because already we don't see a massive failure by one state entity, whether the right to access information commission. They have failed to get ECSL to produce the data. So let us see again whether the courts will also fail in forcing ECSL to put out the data. What do you think?
ECSL, we for learn from Liberia. I get some media houses they follow Nigeria, and I don't see the report too far away from the Liberian election.
Yeah.
All the observers they get news so they come together and they really praise the process.
Yes, of course.
So if Liberia can do better, why Sierra Leone? Now that they plan for going to a runoff, because I think the two leading political party not get the threshold where they're supposed to win the election.
51%.
But what me really impressed about, what I'm happy about, that all the one day way they observe the election, they really commend the electoral
process.
commission.
Okay.
They commend the process because it was done in a very transparent manner, and they're satisfied so far. Okay. So why Sierra Leone we know for them do better than Liberia?
Exactly.
So now we're going to watch the best practice from Liberia. Liberia is going to go study how they manage.
And the Liberian president make it clear say this is not a do or die matter. It is about Liberia, and that if I lose, I will accept the results.
Exactly.
And we see the way the race so tight. The race so tight, between the two. They're above 40-something% now. But the margin is so tight. It's so tight that, of course, the possibility for a runoff is almost very much clear. And there are fears that with a runoff, it is likely that Liberia will have a new president other than George Weah.
Well, if that's the will of the people,
so
be it. Now the people will have to decide. Allow the people to decide who they for govern them,
Okay.
It's the will of the people.
Yes. Then again, the MCC grants, this outcome of the dialogue, will it bring that MCC grant to us? They have 450 million United States dollars. Not only also 450 million United States dollars for the development of the country. Will the outcome of the dialogue bring that money, Diana?
Well,
what do you think?
The decision taken by the MCC, not because they expect that dialogue will take place. They have their issues why they decide to.
One of which is this aggregated data.
They were still.
Yes.
If you're serious, if you want this MCC, why do this dialogue? Not bring her out. But really, I don't know. This SCPP government, the one they were president, we put around that why they still can't able for tell presidency, instruct Kone for publish this data.
Yeah.
For save with it.
Exactly. Then
but they are all the same people. Okay. They all get the same mentality.
Okay.
From the utterances, then now the same thing on what they all talk. Maybe now what did they hear from the president? I don't know. Okay.
Then one thing back Diana is that for some people this is like a big loss for the APC. That what they want, they not get them. So now they say Babuya you, they make Babuya upon them.
So what did they want? For let go back to election.
No, well,
which is not possible.
No, but now that was just a rumor. That APC wants for them to go back to election. That be a rumor, right? Because even when Dr. Samuel Kamara they make the case for APC, they not ever say if we go back to a rerun of the election.
He was simply asking. APC members in one position.
No, some APC people were thinking that the best way forward is for us to go back to a new election. And so now, because of that now, and even some SL people now, that they use that now for ridicule the APC guys there. But what do you think about some guys ridiculing the APC people?
And for me,
some
they
people,
make a nuisance of themselves.
some people within APC now that they cross Samuel Camara, that they say all kinds of things about I mean,
You know, I don't really know why why did they go to that extent, because we can't continue in that way. Whether some of the people may expect to say, well, you have to go try for talk for let them give me some position. Which for me, I'm against that. If presidents may, in their own wisdom, they think say, include some APC members, they give the appointments, fine. But I don't feel say that for me part of the demand when they
No, and it was not part of their demand. You know that, no, so
yeah.
it was not. So, in fact, I agree with you. Myself more support the idea for the APC officials to go serve in the current government. How if the government fail?
They all fail together.
They all fail together. So how can you campaign against a government that you are part of? So it not make any sense for the APC take part in the current government by way of getting ministerial appointment, ambassadorial appointment, or MDs.
You know, every Sierra Leoneans for me happy now that the APC don't decide to say, well, they will take part in the government. But you know, people are politically, they're just blind. All waiting they okay and politics. The party, SLPP, APC, SLPP, APC. Which is, if we don't go beyond that day.
Yeah.
From June to now.
Right.
For me, I'm happy. I really am happy about the outcome.
Okay.
Now we see we may go back to work. Mayor elect. So we're not going to be mayor elect again. You don't get issue with the Ministry of Local Government if they invite her out say, why you want to
Not true.
after this event?
We don't know if the Ministry of Local Government don't drop them at all. Because they said they were going to
all those
investigate.
matters should have dropped. They never drop them after that.
Well, for me,
they investigate.
For me, I rather they investigate that matter.
They're not getting nothing for investigate because of the money.
They want to know where the mayor-elect got the money to travel to the United States of
honestly,
America.
those are issues all what they forget about.
Okay.
For the peace, let them work in harmony, let it move forward now. And as you mean, just last time, at the chief administrator, you said they need for replacement.
No, he needs to be replaced.
He needs to be replaced.
He needs to be
support
replaced.
you 100%.
Because I tell you, mayor will not be able to work with him.
At all.
They already get a non-speaking situation. Wherein, according to the chief administrator, he sent congratulatory message to the mayor, and then the mayor did not even acknowledge it. So that tells you that you no go one go to that council day and go work with that same chief administrator. Otherwise, the same problems will continue. And the Ministry of Local Government now, they go on for left and day for for just
for that,
difficult for the mayor. But that is it. Then the other important thing, this outcome of the dialogue, will it take away the visa restriction on government officials, Diana?
But they are still
will it? No, they can travel, but not to the United States of America.
But they all went there.
No, this one they become a visa waiver. It was a waiver that was given to them for go attend the United Nations General Assembly.
Embassy for issuing requests whether they're so satisfied with the dialogue and all restrictions have been removed. So it's up to the American embassy.
Well, perhaps it will not be the decision of the American embassy. It will be the decision of the American government because the visa bans were levied.
We're going to receive the message through the American embassy.
Yeah, exactly. So, in other words, this is not the end of the road.
There are more.
It's not the end of the road. There are so many things to deal with. But then make I just give some portion of the communique, especially when say the parties to the dialogue agree to the following. 1. Or A. Release of any persons arrested, detained, and or imprisoned for alleged elections and civil protests, informed by a list to be submitted by the APC and other political parties and considered by the government of Sierra Leone. Diana, what do you think about this? For release all people that will not arrest for any protest action, for anything during the election. A number of people were arrested.
After the election?
During and after the election, a number of people were arrested, even before the election.
It depends the gravity of the crime they committed. Therefore, look at
Well,
that.
so this is not talking about the gravity, it is talking about the release. It's a release of any persons arrested, detained, and or imprisoned, even when they're not imprisoned, and or imprisoned, right, for alleged elections and civil protest, and that it is the APC and other parties that are to produce or to provide the list of them people that want to say they arrest, and then they go pull them.
So since they arrest them, what's going to be the fate of the people?
They are in custody.
Are they going to court?
Well,
Why
no,
you
no.
arrest people in people?
Well,
But
no,
this
no.
is the
We don't
question. So for me, let them release them.
Oh yes.
If they have no case to answer to,
No, whether they get case for answer to or not, they should be released.
they should be released.
That is what the communique is saying.
Well, because we don't hear whether they don't charge the good courts, you just
Okay.
arrest people and you lock them.
Okay. Then, but your sticky point here is the burden of providing the list by the APC. Because the APC might not know all the ones that they don't arrest. Because some people were arrested randomly.
Innocent
Right?
civilians,
Some people are not even members of the APC.
APC.
So what happens to those people? Right? Then, two, the discontinuation of any political manipulated court cases against the APC and other parties and their supporters based on a list to be submitted by the APC and other political parties and considered by the government of Sierra Leone. Dana, what do you think about this? Discontinuation of any political motivated court cases. Discontinuation.
So one of the cases, and they don't repeat this here, because someone accused, I've just said that one of the cases.
No, but Dane is not
So
supposed
you
to
always
be.
don't say that politically
Dane is not
motivated.
supposed to be considered as a politically motivated case because Dana, it is about a chance rebuilding for which monies were released, and those monies did not reflect on the rehabilitation of the chance rebuilding.
But there are other names included.
And there are other people involved.
Bring the people that they involved because they are SLP, the Ali Kaba, the likes of Ali Kaba. Go see the name, all the kind of some of the reports there.
Okay.
You know, but they don't ever appear in a court.
No, for me.
So it's politically, but it's just people that you target.
Okay.
Why?
So, well, if it is politically motivated and then the matter is dropped, what becomes of the chance rebuilding? What becomes of the money, Diana? For me, it is a very serious matter. It's a very serious matter which I think so much effort has been spent on it already. Traveling all the way to New York for go see the building. Imagine the amount of money involved in that. Then the court case will only go on for all this while.
So long.
Oh yes.
Why would it take so long?
So for that, let's say now. For that, let's say
Well,
we
can't.
For me, that matter is not politically motivated. I stand to be corrected. Because, but anyway, it depends on the school of. There are so many schools of thought on that already. But for me, I think we want to see the situation. Then support the resettlement of any political party supporters internally and externally displaced due to political intimidation, attacks, and harassment, informed by a list to be supported, so to be submitted by the APC and other political parties for consideration by the government. Diana, what do you think?
The government's not getting money. They say for support resettlement, meaning that they therefore provide some. Whether they're not clear whether they therefore provide some.
No, just allow them to go back to Usada Mede. That's it.
For support them.
For no, if they be there in hiding, like Guinea or wherever they there, government say, "We not feel free for come back." So it's not that government is going to take a vehicle or an aeroplane to go and bring them back. they can come at their own time, knowing that there's no more threat hanging over them.
Exactly, and we hope say they were committed, to that. They don't just talk come and then they begin go after them. They have to be a very strong commitment to reforming towards it there.
Okay. Then the other one say that upon assumption of their elective governance positions, all elected APC officials, members of parliament, mayors, chairpersons, and councillors will have the issue regarding their entitlement addressed accordingly by the appropriate institutions. Because this will be one of the things that where Dr. Samuel Kamara be assured the MPs there. It's not a worry. In fact, Dr. Samuel Kamara be say, even before they go for the dialogue, they are going to make sure that this thing is settled. But now it is clear, it is captured in the communique that one, the MPs, the councillors, the chairpersons, mayors have to go and take their positions, and once that is done, the appropriate authorities they now go look at the issue of remuneration. That they forget all the backlog salaries for the past 3 months when they not go take their positions.
So it's part of the communique.
It is part of the communique.
And the government have accepted it.
Of course, it is part of the communique. It is signed. So obviously,
well, they say government set for trial and meet at a particular point.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
Okay. Then Parliament to address.
Now this Mohammed Bangla made it say, they lost.
Yes. Okay. Well, look at it now. In the Parliament now, they don't suspend them. So and now it comes to the backlog salary. And I understand, frankly, I don't know how true is it, that the MPs who are serving right now are yet to be remunerated. I don't know. I'm just getting it somewhere. So we need for this I will need for confirm. Because if indeed not true, say the MPs there where we don't take the seats already are not being paid, there is a very serious matter. Then what happens to these APC MPs with the backlog salaries? Because if them are not getting on it, how do I know we can get backlog? It's not possible.
Well, no, we'll get at the same time. It's not possible for them to get the
all right.
Then they're not paid under the it.
Then the other one say, Parliament to address any issues as it relates to the leadership, composition of committees, and representation in international parliaments on behalf of APC. Hello?
This is not the,
hello?
The
are you hearing me?
Yes.
Parliament to address any issues as it relates to the leadership, composition of committees and representation in international parliaments on behalf of APC. The composition of committees and international parliament must reflect APC's share of seats in accordance with the Constitution of Sierra Leone. So which means, because Mama Bangura, in going to the ECOWAS Parliament, now be under the guise of the APC. Now, this communique say Parliament will address that issue there. So in other words, APC has to put somebody in the ECOWAS Parliament who is of their own choice.
And somebody as the minority leader, because already Mohammed Bangura.
Of course, well, that's what they're saying. That of course. So somebody has to go down, because Mohammed Bangura was just acting.
Okay, acting.
Acting. It's just acting. So now they say Parliament will make sure say all the committees them they for share according to what the Constitution say. The committees, they get various committees then they, right? So those are to be shared accordingly. Then both parties agree to the institutionalization of the inter-party dialogue framework between the APC, the SLPP, and other political parties. This will be facilitated by the government. So the government will ensure say there is this inter-party dialogue framework for make sure say the parties are not operating in silos, but that they are working as one body. Then both parties commit to re-engineer and rekindle the relationships within the national socio-political ecosystem, such as between His Excellency the President and former political leaders, that former President and Vice President, the APC and SLP leadership. That in terms of that, therefore re-engineer and rekindle the relationship. In other words, they forget a working relationship. They should not see themselves as enemies. What do you think?
The only way that way, the only way forward, the former President Kumara, and President Julius Malabio, I think when they see them more often, at least just try to demonstrate that you guys are, they're able for send a clear message to Sierra Leoneans there.
Okay.
That irrespective of political ideology, you can relate together and can be able to live amicably. Okay. We are all Sierra Leoneans, but for your leader, they go calling company, I will teach you like Bobo. That's not a good message, guys.
You're right. Then, of course, the government of Sierra Leone and the APC party strictly condemn all citizens at home and abroad who incite violence, spread hate speech, and disrupt national cohesion online. Let me go back today. The government of Sierra Leone and the APC party strictly condemn all citizens at home and abroad who incite violence, spread hate speech, and disrupt national cohesion online and offline. And government will continue all effort to bring those responsible or those involved to justice. Hey, they are talking now about the likes of Adebayo, who is sitting all the way over there, and then he's inciting people here. So they say the APC and the government for condemn such people when they bring problem in the country.
Well, they condemn them. Both the SLPP participate get the young people them. Likewise, when they tag the so-called Adebayo to the APC. So they both for take responsibilities, not only one party responsibility.
No, let me say both the APC and the government.
Yeah, they are both of them for take responsibility.
Okay. Then another important thing, right? Where again, when a part of the resolution, right, that His Excellency the President to make a national address on dialogue, unity, cohesion, and peace.
We always say that President, you need for they come out and talk to the public. So after this dialogue, after this communique, we need for some commitment and assurance for her. So every Sierra has to wait for you.
So the president has to address the nation based on the outcome of this dialogue. That we don't go meet. This is how we are going to move forward and all of that. It's very, very important. We don't always tell the president, instead of just making those big statements, you are terrorists. You guys are terrorists. No. Even before that demonstration, this last demonstration will happen August. The president was this is August or September. This last one, where you not be one kind of officer. The president will not address the nation. So no need to come out. Stay home.
Last week we see what did they say for happening in November, but that is not Portugal.
Oh, Portugal they must protest action. Hey, the next go cool then. Then he said the APC will end its non-participation in governance. Yes. So obviously.
So that's the community. That's the agreement.
It's part of it, yeah. It's part of it. Then he said, His Excellency the President, in consultation with the APC party, will constitute a cross-party committee on electoral systems and management bodies review with a three-party committee on elections. Well, let me go over that again, right? He said, His Excellency the President, in consultation with the APC party, will constitute a cross-party committee on electoral systems and management bodies review with a three-way leadership nominated by the government of Sierra Leone, the APC, and democratic and development partners. This body will examine the electoral system, structures, and processes of the 2023 multi-tier electoral cycle, right? So this is very crucial because they say the government, the APC, and development partners for set this three-way leadership committee for address the issues. So it is different. This committee will be different from the one set up by the president that is headed by the vice president. Because the one set up by the president, headed by the vice president, is just to look at the logistical constraints when make ballot materials not reach polling stations on time.
Yeah.
Was it deliberate?
So
What were the factors responsible? So that committee headed by the VP for looking into this. But this one now, they look more into the electoral system, how the electoral process go, who went wrong, what went wrong. Is Mame Kone still supposed to be the electoral commissioner? Is there supposed to be a cleanup at the ECSL? Right? So all of that kind of thing. What do you think about this, Diana?
It's good that they will get an independent committee, people who are not involved into politics. It's difficult to find any people in that, but you have few of them around,
Of course.
Even if they are associated with into a political party, but I think they will look at the bigger picture and put the interest of selling and do the right thing.
Okay. So, because the fact of the matter is that questions still remain unanswered.
So, in all this, when they see people, they say, oh, what is Samuel Kamara go sign up for your interest? What is Samuel Kamara actually benefit from this?
Well, people are saying that.
Benefits.
People are saying that because they get this rumor say, Manabio here Samuel Kamara meet and Manabio gives Samuel Kamara plenty money. It's rumor. But the fact of the matter is that indeed, President Bio and Dr. Samuel Kamara, they met at an undisclosed hotel facility. They met.
What is bad? What is bad about it?
No, nothing is bad because
they
nothing
have
is bad.
to sit and talk.
Okay. Then also the reason why people were saying this, they say because Samuel Kamara will run to work, say President Bio for the dialogue, otherwise he was not going to be part of it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
What's he for tower? People, we have problems. Not things ago, we get problems.
All right.
If President Bio don't send a representative, the chief minister is there, there's nothing bad about it.
Okay.
Nothing bad.
All right.
They miss the hotel, they need for meet, they need for talk.
Okay.
From border talk.
So now, of course, somebody say it is the end of the road for Samuel Kamara insofar as politics is concerned. And I believe so because age-wise, and the fact that there will be need for get another candidate for, anyway, because he don't did 2 terms. I mean, although President Bio inside Gbenda that same situation, but he was favored. So I don't know if Dr. Samuel will still.
How old is Tinubu in Nigeria?
Oh, he's very old. He's over 70 something years. And that is not 80 years. In fact, they said the man they put age down. And Manabio is not going to 60. So Manabio is a very young guy. But Samuel Kamara is over 70, going to 80.
You have the Akufo-Addo in Ghana and all.
That's true.
But we said Akufo don't.
I know. Anyways, you are listening to TDN Media Africa. I am Theophilus Gbenda. Okay, we just don't deal with a very important issue. We want to all be wait for Yeri more details on. But we don't take time, we don't go through most of the things within the communique. And the communique is a gentleman's agreement, and that both parties they signed to them, and so it is an obligation on them part for make sure say what is in that document is fully implemented. And then the key thing also is that President Bio is going to remain, or is going to stay there as the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone for the duration of this term in office. And that President Bio has been given the challenge for say, if I make sure say all what in there for this communique, they fulfill them.
It's okay. That's what we wish for. But,
so in other words, if this communique is not fully implemented, the blame goes to President Bio. No, so
take responsibility.
Okay, no problem.
He has to take full responsibility.
So we go now to final issue. We're going to do with the visit by SLAJ to NATCA. NATCA na the National Telecommunications Authority. So the SLAJ executive, they get a meeting with the head of the National Telecommunications Agency, where in them na Amara Brewa, right? In the Director General, they get a courtesy visit to them, and the main purpose of the visit, na for go talk to them. Say, Padia, we beg you, let you reduce the license for community radio stations, and you unpeg them with the dollar, because this amount, the fees is charged in dollars. Even though you can pay in leos, but it is the equivalent of the dollar. So SLAJ say the fees very, very high, and that pegging it with the dollar, they make it even higher, right? And that the current economic situation in the country is a negatively impact on the running cost of community radio stations when they even get enough advertisement. Yeah. And then the SLAJ president, he said the role of community media, community radio stations, is so important in informing local communities about activities of government and promoting citizens' participation in governance and the need for government for support community radio stations, right? Because government is making so much use of community radio stations, but what is government doing for community radio stations? One way government can help community radio stations is by ensuring that the atmosphere is relaxing, you know? So it is a very serious matter we are talking about. And then, according to the SLAJ, they said economically, the media, they go through very difficult circumstances. So going through those costs is very, very difficult. And so, given the critical role of the media, I think this is very crucial, right? And so, the NATCA Director General, Amara Brewa, in fact, is just new. Is a new guy there. It's a new guy there. He said this is very tricky and difficult.
Why is it tricky?
He said the appeal of SLAJ is tricky and difficult. He said one, for unpeg the fees to the dollar, it's almost impossible. Given the fact, what he says is that the loans they fall. He said the loans they fall. So if they can't pay them per loans, then big losses for NATCA.
Are they paying in dollar?
They are paying in dollar, of course.
Who? NATCA is paying who in dollar?
No, the fees have to be paid in dollars.
Why we for pay in dollar? We live in Sierra Leone.
Well, they say
paid in leons.
because they said they don't have faith in the leons because the faith is going down. The worthiness of the leons.
Is it acceptable that a national institution like this go tell people they for pay in dollar?
Well, what about the passports, Diana?
Well, the passport, until we not say we get a third party, we responsible for do this passport to another company outside Sierra Leone. But NATCA, this na institution within Sierra Leone, so why they for ask media houses them, community radio stations them, they for even get money for pay their workers they not get. Some almost na volunteers them.
Okay, so let me give
you. Why they for open dollar? Why they for tag in dollar?
So let me give what the Director General say. The new Director General Amara Brewa said it will be tricky and difficult to de-dollarize the broadcast license fee charged by the authority when you consider the depreciating status of the loan as against the dollar. That's what I said. Then we might consider, he said we might consider reducing the dollar fee, but it will not be good for us to unpeg it, as it will be difficult how we assess the bigger players like the mobile telecommunications company. So in other words, he said it is likely that they go reduce, but then they're not going able for unpeg. Then he also noted that it has to be according to the law. What do you think?
Me, whatever law, I don't know what in the law states, you know, that they written say, but they're not going to have any fee. As Sierra Leoneans, them. It's not a foreign company. You're not going to tag any fee in dollar.
Well,
in dollar.
that's
And
the man say.
those
Oh.
people that they get to this country.
That's the man say.
The government have not allow them for tax the fee in dollar.
All right. Then we will close with an advertisement when a launch on sale and raffle contest supported by TDN. And this will always stay on our page and we will give more promotion.
It's
For
taking place on the 18th or 19th of December, Saturday.
Yeah, on the 18th of
The
December.
venue, where is the venue?
Yeah, we'll give all that. We'll give all the details. But for now, let this just go out as a flyer for so say this event is coming. For the next program on Monday, we will give more information on this.
Yeah,
but
so
definitely,
follow we forget information about the grand prize. There's going to be a raffle draw.
Yeah.
So you will know the process waiting for do for
Yeah.
me to be part of that draw.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
tickets have to be sold. So we will show now also forget those tickets in the next daily program. We will spend more time on this because it is a TDN sponsored event, and so therefore it is our business to give it the widest publicity possible.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
so that's it for today.
Well, we say thank you to you for your time with me. We hope you will get a wonderful weekend. Make sure you're safe, and we will join you again. Join me again on Monday, God willing.
And me not Theophilus Gbenda. I want to say thank you to Brother Tijan, and of course, we Master Jaran, Brother Jibrila. We want to say thank you to the entire TDN team, not forgetting our CEO. And we want to say, please don't forget to be part of this initiative. We are working towards a big dream, right? We are working towards having a television station and a radio station, right? So which means we have a big dream which you have to be part of starting now. And you can start by subscribing, liking, and sharing our posts. Thank you so much. Till then, have a nice weekend.